Hey everybody, Phil Crute here, Comedy, Cigars, and Music, and today's cigar for review is the Bandolero Picaros. Off the foot and wrapper, I'm getting fruit, cream, and dry hay. Very nice band there. And on the back, some artwork that plays into the story behind the Bandolero name. I could read that story and history to you, but I'm assuming you can read. Okay, so starting out this cigar, we have some earthy sweetness and fruit. The flavors on the Retrohale, getting some earth, and there's this leather coffee combo. Okay, kind of like the couple that has to hold hands at the mall. In the finish, that leather and coffee kind of separate. So in the finish, the leather starts out, and then you get this nice coffee in there, and there's this just lingering spice in there that's not overwhelming at all. Very subtle spice in there. The aroma off the foot smoke of this cigar is a nice wood, spice, and then there's this subtle molasses in there, but it's a very pleasant molasses, and I'm kind of hoping it comes through on the draws here shortly. That'd be nice. The draw and smoke output are excellent. The burn line, very small waves, but I mean, nothing I would consider anything right now. Nothing I could surf on, but I can't surf anyway, so I guess that doesn't matter. All right, well, on to the first third here, and I'll show you that burn real quick. Nice ash there, just a little bit of wave in that burn. But I think that burn has the potential to correct itself. Kind of like a student at school.
They have all the potential in the world to do good. They just have to apply themselves.
So it'll probably be all right. Anyway, flavor-wise, earth, a very general sweetness and fruit. There's some hay in there, and then there's a very subtle black pepper spice and ginger ale. I can taste them in there. I was going to say feel. I can taste them in there, but they're just not really coming out. Okay. On the Retrohale, very slight earth note, and the Retrohale is very clean. Okay. And then on the finish, coffee, earth, and just a subtle spice. And that subtle spice is, I mean, it's really subtle. Just barely can detect it on the tongue, top of the mouth there. So just a little spice feel in there. No burn touch-ups yet, and draw and smoke output still chugging right along. Now the components of this cigar, from most of what I've read, are undisclosed, which means they're shrouded in secrecy. I like that phrase, shrouded in secrecy. But I was able to ascertain some information. So the wrapper, the secret of the wrapper is protected by a secret ninja society. The recipe for the binder is lost somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, and the scroll, where you can find information about the fillers, that's buried with Jimmy Hoffa. All right. Jeez Pete. A lot of smoke here. Second third, flavor-wise, molasses, earth, just a general sweetness, I would say. And then there's this like flavorless tart, if that makes any sense. So it's like there's this tartness feel, but there's no flavor with it. Like it's kind of like if you bite into a lemon, that feeling you get on your tongue, that feeling's there, but there's not a flavor associated with it. So kind of interesting. I actually got that on the finish in the first third, and I think I forgot to talk about that a little bit, but that's kind of been there through quite a bit of the cigar here, so just something different. And I was happy to see that molasses coming through the draws, so nice. On the Retrohale, I'm getting some earth wood, and every so often just this watered down dark chocolate. I mean, it's just like barely there, detectable, but not, you know, in my face or anything like that. On the finish, a subdued coffee note, and then that tartness again, like I was explaining before, just kind of this tart feeling, but not a flavor. So just kind of an interesting feeling on my tongue. So, I don't know. Thought I was going to have a burn touch up here in the second third, but when I went to touch it up, it kind of started correcting itself. So, just a little wavy, but nothing that I would mess with at all. So, I'm enjoying it. All right, finishing out the cigar here. Wood, earth, sweetness, toastiness, and some dark chocolate there on the flavors. And honorable mention in the flavors, in the second third and final third here, every so often, I'm talking like a few times, got some like dry plain oatmeal. So not a major player, nothing I would note in my notes, but it was there. The Retrohale, just a very slight earth in there, still very clean on the Retrohale. And in the finish, leather took over for that coffee. And then there's still that tart feeling on my tongue. It's just been kind of interesting to me. So, rating this cigar, on a scale of 4, I'd give this cigar a 3. We walked through them all together and never made it awkward. The draw and smoke output were excellent throughout the entire cigar. There were a few times where I thought I might have to touch it up as far as the burn goes, but I never had to. Always corrected itself, so I dig that. Smoke time for this cigar came out to 1 hour and 54 minutes. As always, guys, thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this review, have enjoyed other videos, other reviews, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave all your questions and comments below. I'll get to them as they come along. Don't forget, you can find the written review if you're interested in that over at comedycigarsmusic.com. Until next time, guys, be cool to each other. Don't be a dillweed. If you're walking behind a couple that has to hold hands in the mall, go around them. They're going to walk slower than anything else in the world. I'll see you soon.
Oh, such things really bound my house to amazing compounding. Well, the way to the world, where I should have known myself. Well, the news and the company.